So John, I had done a couple of screencasts there and put them on YouTube, but they don't seem to have got there yet, and I have a fully feeling there's a problem with them. So I'm going to go again, and I'm going to try and get through it as quick as I can. I had 3 done the last time, or 2 and a small little bit. So I'm going to try and get through as quick as I can with this one. So I suppose to get into our code and to talk about maybe the rules that we first have. We've looked at 3 rules, and the one that I specifically took, and I'm not going to look at the other 2, I'll let the others talk about those other rules. The rule I had was if a patient has a specific allergy, the healthcare professional should be told not to prescribe that particular medication to that patient. Now in this rule it references a number of tables. It's quite a tricky enough rule because it references the patient table, the consultation table, consult medication, patient allergy, and allergy tables. Just to give you a quick overview of what they are, we should be able to see it in here. There's all the tables here. So we have the patient table. We've got the patient. We've got a symptom table, which is linked to the new SNOMED table we have. There's the junction table there, patient symptom. We have a junction table here, consultation, and we have a junction table here, consult medication. We also have a junction table here, patient allergy. So I'll just go back into the code here. Just close those off and we'll run it again. I'll just try and demonstrate that rule to you. So we have a certain workflow we have to go through. We always have to add a new patient. So here's to log into a system. We're going to add a new patient. First name, and we're going to say Jackie Murphy, PPS 123, phone number 123, gender male, and diagnosis we'll say flu. So the next step we want to do, and they have to be done in a particular order in the way the objects are created, is that we want to say, to demonstrate my rule, we want to add an allergy, which is 4. And the name of the allergy, we're going to call it penicillin. So I've got an allergy to penicillin, or Jackie Murphy does. Okay, so that's added to an array list, which is within the patient object there. And now I'm going to add a consultation. So we're going to call up Sarah. O'Brien. I've been using her a lot now this evening, so she's probably got a lot of entries. O'Brien. Yeah, so input consultation date. Yes. Phone. Outcome, we'll just say good. Right. So you can see a lot of IDs there. Consultation ID 33, 34, 35. So there's all the consultations we've had with Sarah. And now I'm going to add a medication. Because I put in my allergy to penicillin, I'm going to add my prescribed medication now, which is 2. So penicillin. Input quantity 25 milligrams. And here's my warning: patient has an allergy to this medication. So it shows that that rule works. So that's mine. As I say, I'm not going to go into the others because I'm short on time. So I'll let them talk about their own rules there, the other rules. Just to talk quickly maybe about the well, the other rules, I suppose I can talk about them quickly, just to make sure I don't do myself out of marks. So if 75 milligrams of diphenine are prescribed, the healthcare professional will receive a prompt that there is a smaller dosage available. I'm not sure which of the guys had that. And if Plaquenil is prescribed by a healthcare professional, weigh the patient and reassess the dosage in relation to the weight. There are the other guys' rules. So the overview of the code, as you can see, we have a number of classes here. We started off with our person class, and that's an abstract class. Now, when we had code written from CA2, and we decided to refactor there only about a week and a half ago, even a week ago, I think. And Sive had done quite a bit of refactoring, and then the other bit of refactoring we did collaboratively. I got muddled up with junction tables in the database. We had problems with that, and I ended up spending a lot of my time dealing with that, which you actually helped us with there, I think, a couple of days ago, to get over it finally. But we have a number, so we have a person class which extends down to a patient class and a healthcare professional class. So they will inherit the attributes of the person class. We also have a consultation class, and if you look in this patient class, for instance, we have a number of array lists. Here we go. So we have our array list live here, which is the consult list, the symptom list, and the allergy list. They live within the patient list, because a patient can have a number of consultations, a number of allergies, a number of symptoms. So I'll just go back to my main method. What else of note in here? There's register user, that's all from kind of CA2, so on. I did this switch statement here, add new patient. I think Sive wrote that. Sive wrote this method existing patient when she said she wrote it. That's for the refactoring. Sive wrote that. View consultations, she wrote that. New patient menu. I think that was collaborative. Sive wrote this one. Add allergy. This was collaborative log symptom occurrence, and I had actually done that junction table originally, and then we collaboratively refactored it. We wrote this method collaboratively, which is a big method. I think that medication method. Add new healthcare professional, we wrote that collaboratively. And I wrote this method, search patient, that was back in CA1 or CA1 I think it was. Anthony wrote that method back in CA1. Log consultation. I myself and Sive wrote that CA2. Sive refactored it just there last week. And then the write HL7 method, we kind of wrote that, we discussed that collaboratively, and then Anthony went and just kind of wrote it. You had helped us with that in class. We wrote this collaboratively, generating the stats. There's the get HP stats, there's the get gender stats. I'll talk about those shortly. And we've commented out the code there from CA2, the XML, because we don't need it for CA3. So that's an overview of the code. The SNOMED. So just to talk about the SNOMED for a minute. SNOMED CT is a standard coding system that is used to allow sharing of exact clinical terminology among different systems around the world. We've downloaded a section of the SNOMED database for our use within the project, and you can actually see it there in the database. I'll go into it quickly here. So it'll be in their SNOMED. There's a table there, and you can see back in the symptom table, we've created a new SNOMED column there that has the IDs that we take in when we're using it. So when we enter a symptom, our code goes to the SNOMED table and selects all the clinical terms that contain that word and asks us to choose the exact one we're looking for. And I suppose I should show you that, demonstrate that. So John, I've just added a new patient there. I just want to demonstrate the SNOMED table. So press 1 if you'd like to. So I've inserted a new patient called Johnny McGuire. I want to log a consultation. Healthcare professional. Sarah O'Brien. Consultation date. Yes. Phone. Outcome. Say fine. And now we want to log a symptom. 3. We want to enter the symptom name. We'll say fever. Oh, it's already present in the database. Enter symptom location. Because if it wasn't, it would go and look for it in the SNOMED table. Input symptom duration, 120 minutes. Fine. Symptom date. Date of occurrence, okay. I should get a different one. We could probably pick another one. So I'm going to choose another one. I'm going to choose obesity. So here we go. So we're asked to choose one of these different types of obesity. So I'll take this one. I'll take morbid obesity. Copy that. Paste. And hit it again. So enter added to symptom table and input symptom location. We'll say knee, 120 minutes, and 5. Symptom date. So here we go. So that should be in our database. That will be in our database. Obesity. I will just check. Here we go. I'm going to symptom. Here we go. So you see it there, obesity with the SNOMED ID. That's the SNOMED. I should maybe talk about the summary stats next. So we'll go in and I'll just exit out of that for the moment. I stop that and we'll start it again. So I'm going to log into the system. I'm just going to actually come back to. So I've just logged in there, John. I'm just going to press 8 to generate summary stats. And I want to generate healthcare professional productivity statistics. So I'll press 1, healthcare professional first name, Sarah O'Brien. And you can see here that Sarah O'Brien has carried out 16 out of 29 consultations. So we want to do the same again, press 8. And we want to generate statistics on the gender distribution of autoimmune disorders. We haven't got many of these now, but here we go. 0 out of 1 patients with an autoimmune disorder are female. So there are stats that we've done. So the right patient details in HL7. So I want to go back to insert a new patient. I'm just going to pause it for a minute. So John, I've just created another patient there called Leslie Conroy, and I'm just going to write his data now to HL7. So I want to press 5. So here we go. Now we've got minimal data here. We've only really got his name. We meant to get back to it. We just didn't get a chance. We spent maybe too much time refactoring our code and just didn't get back to the HL7. But you can see here, there's our velocity example, team velocity. So just to have a quick chat about the HL7. So the HL7, you can see the way it's printing it here. So it has the MSH, which is the message header, and then we have the velocity example, ADT, which is the message type and what happened to cause the message to generate, and the A01 is just saying it's an admin message. The PID is the patient identification. There he is, Leslie Conroy. I don't think there's too much else I can really say about that. So I'll go on to the next section. Discussion of how HL7 and standard terminologies make my system interoperable. I think I've gone through that before. It's just about the SNOMED CT, a standard coding system, and just using that database within our database, or taking a column from it, or making a new column in our database for it, so that would enable anybody else to be able to look at specific data that we have in our tables using these IDs that they're given with this standard data. So John, just to deal quickly with privacy, security and trust. So the privacy, this is the authorized by the patient only, and it means that they can decide who has access to their info, and you would ensure a password is on a data. We would ensure that the password is on a database to facilitate this privacy, and there would be a login function to enter the system, complete with a password. There is another issue, or not an issue. You could use a firewall, and you could use a multi-factor authentication, which provides an extra level of security for signing credentials. Users would be prompted for a username and password, as well as for the authentication code from their MFA device. That's something we got on the internet. I think I'm just about to run out of time, so I might go into a second one here. So I'll try and upload this.